Hi everybody. So this is my first kids class that I'm putting on the online version, and I thought it would be fun to start with what's the difference between fruits and vegetables. So everybody always assumes, and that's what we call it, anything is sweet is a fruit. So I have everything like on this side of the tray. We have lemons and oranges, apples, blueberries, strawberries, grapes, and bananas. On this side, what we always call vegetables, we have cabbage, there's potatoes, a cucumber, zucchini, beans, peppers, a carrot, eggplant, tomato, and avocado. So, really in science, they say botanically speaking, anything that has a seed in it is a fruit because that's the fruit of the plant. It might not be sweet, but it is still has seeds in it. So when we look at our vegetables, we have to think, well, tomatoes have a seed in it, so that becomes a fruit. Avocado has the big pit in it, which is the seed. That's a fruit. Zucchini has seeds in it. That's a fruit. Cucumbers have seeds in it. That's another fruit. And so do eggplants. There's another fruit. Then we've got peppers, there's seeds in there. Now, potatoes do not have seeds. They sprout the roots, and that's how they reproduce. The beans obviously have the little seeds in it, which I cut one apart for you to see. Here's all of our seeds. So that is, carrot is not, neither is cabbage. Now, corn is really pretty interesting because the silks all connect to one separate kernel. So that's why there's so many silks in here, because each one connected to one of the corn kernels. And the corn kernels are seeds. So technically corn is a fruit too. So now we've got all these on this side, and here we're left with our vegetables. So that's just a little example of, like, in science, that's how it's really divided up. So we're going to take this out of the way now, and we're going to make a couple of fun things with our fruits and vegetables. So what we're going to make first thing are some oven fried potatoes. So I have the oven on, and I'm going to show you the finished product first. So all you have to do is, it tastes like French fries when you're all done. But what we do is, we're going to bring our tray over, and then we're going to cut up our potato. And you can cube these into whatever size you want. You can also make them long sticks if you like. So far that hasn't taken too much time. And then I like to use canola oil. So you just drizzle your oil on. And then we're going to sprinkle some salt. Now you can put pepper on here, you can put parsley on here if you like. And then we're just going to toss it so the potatoes are coated, in the oil. And then we just spread them out. So I would say once these are in the oven, get your ketchup ready because we're going to want to have them with it because they taste like French fries. So we will get those put in the oven. And so you can these are nice and crispy, but if you want them a little bit more brown, you can make them brown too. So that's how hard that is to make our oven roasted potatoes. The next thing we're going to make is some ranch dressing. So that's just, kids just love ranch dressing, so I'm just going to make an assumption that everybody really wants to learn how to do that. So next we're going to do that, we'll make our recipe for that, and stay tuned, I'll bring the ingredients right back over. We're going to make some ranch. Everybody thinks this is hard, but the key to ranch, there's a tang to it, and then the herbs that you want to make sure you have are chives, parsley, and dill. You can add other types of spices in there, but those are the basics that make it a ranch dressing. So I already put the buttermilk. Sorry, buttermilk is really good in there too. That gives it your tang. Vinegar is in here too, so that the two together make a nice tangy dressing, which is what everybody expects from ranch. So the buttermilk and the sour cream and mayonnaise are already in here. And I'm going to get my glasses so I don't forget anything. So we're going to put a little pinch of paprika in there. And then there's some parsley. You can use fresh parsley if you've got it, otherwise the dried is just fine. I'm going to put a dash of hot sauce. And we have, I'm putting a little green onion in just for taste. Here are chives. And dill. I'm sorry, I left out dill as one of the essential ingredients in the dressing. And our vinegar. You can use white vinegar, red vinegar, doesn't matter. And that's everything that goes into the Russian dressing. Excuse me, ranch dressing. Kids like to dip their vegetables in it. I guess adults like to too. It's also great as your salad dressing. So there is our ranch dressing. The next thing I'm going to tell you about is really fun, and we can make this all year round. What I did, we're going to make apple crisp, and that is, and I cut these up already. Peel and slice the apples, of course take the seeds out, and then you sprinkle some sugar and some flour on. So I will put in the rest of what we need here just to show you. So it's really not a lot of sugar or of the flour. So the flour is there to thicken it up. The sugar, of course, to make it sweet. And then we can put in some cinnamon. And that's everything for your mixture. So we're going to toss that around. Now this is really, really good. You can use blueberries or peaches, and sometimes I combine them all. Put some blueberries in with the apples or in with the peaches. But it's the same recipe, and just depends what you have on hand, depending on what time of year it is. And this is as hard as putting in a baking dish. Now the recipe, I have all the recipes for you online that you can print them out. And there's a recipe for the crisp that goes on top, which is flour, sugar, flour, sugar, and butter and cinnamon. And you sprinkle that on top. So I'm going to get this in the oven. And then to show you what it looks like, when it's all done, here's our mixture. It has the crisp on top. And you just put it on your plate there. So your crisp is on top, and it just gives it a nice fun flavor. And that's as hard as that is to make your apple crisp. Next, and I'm going to show you the finished product first. This is called a Jewish apple cake. Now this is putting all of the ingredients in your bowl, mixing it up, and that's as hard as it is. So here's what the cake looks like. So it has your batter on the top and the bottom, and your apples are in the middle. That's really, really good. And it's nice to make this cake a day or two ahead of when you want to make it, because the longer it sits around, it becomes more moist, and it's really, really yummy. So what I did was I put my dry ingredients in. There's only 3. There's flour, sugar, and your baking powder. Then there's 3 liquid ingredients. So there's oil or an orange juice. And then we put our eggs in. So you can see this is a really, really easy recipe. And then we're going to mix it up. And that is as long as it takes to mix it. And I like to line my pans with parchment. You don't have to grease and flour them, and it really comes out nice and easy. So all we do is take half the batter, and we're going to put that in the pan, spread it around. Then it calls for slicing your apples up and putting just sugar and cinnamon on it. Again, this is really nice. I did add some blueberries in. And what you want is there's a little bit of juice that has formed on the bottom. I'm going to find some for you to show you. So the juice on there. And we put our fruit in. And it's good to make it a single layer. Now this recipe calls for a 9 by 13 pan. Today I'm just making it in half that size. And put the juice in. That helps to make it extra moist. And this is a very thick batter, as you can see. So what we're going to do, we're just going to kind of drizzle it on top, and you want to cover the fruit. This is such a really nice moist cake, and the orange juice gives it a really nice flavor. So this is really fun and easy to do with kids. Or if you're just a kid at heart, it's good too. All right, so we're going to make sure that the fruit is covered. Just spread it around. And that is how you put together your Jewish apple cake. And say, and here's our finished product. And there you have it. All right, so we have our ranch dressing all done. Put that next to our vegetables. So we made our potatoes out of, that's our vegetable, and then our ranch dressing for our dipping vegetables. And then out of our apples made the apple crisp, and then our Jewish apple cake. And of course, those are easy to use with other fruits, peaches and blueberries. One thing I wanted to show you, even though I have all the recipes for you to print out online, this is my recipe I've had since I was a little kid, so I still use this. And that's just kind of comforting to me because it's just kind of fun. So anyway, that's all of our stuff, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.